Hello and welcome back to Doing Whatever I Want Forever. I'm your host, Veloria, returned from, frankly, a pretty sucky couple of months, weeks. I don't remember the last time I posted on here. But in any case, today we are making food for good luck in the new year. And hopefully this time I'll figure out how to daisy chain these together so that there's actually a progress video. So. Okay, so onions are already in the pot. This is the rest that's going in. Just honestly mid jalapeno peppers, tomatoes, of course garlic. There's our peas. They of course, well, I say of course, but I know not everybody does it. I like to soak my peas before I put them in anything. So here's the purple onion. So it is going to cook for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to go peppers, onion, garlic. Now, black-eyed peas are a traditional food that my family eats for good luck in the new year. I don't know where exactly it comes from because I just have always eaten black-eyed peas and cabbage for the new year, but it's something specifically that I really enjoy doing. It's my own little tradition that I've maintained even though I no longer live in Texas. So I'm doing a vegetarian version. Most of the traditional black-eyed peas recipes are cooked with ham hock or bacon. This one is going to be veggies because one of my brother keeps kosher. So I don't want him to not be able to get the good luck in the new year, you know. Okay, so my onions are not all the way cooked. They're just kind of semi-translucent. I'm mostly just trying to get them softened up. I cook my peas for an extended period of time, and so I don't want them getting like too mushy or too cooked. So I went ahead to add my peppers to get them going in here. But in this interim, I figured I'd go ahead and do the spice blend. Now I don't have cayenne pepper, which I usually put in here. Because I haven't been able to get spices for a while. But usually I do chili powder, cayenne, paprika, and cumin. Now I fresh ground my cumin. You don't have to do that. I usually use just regular powdered stuff. But this is what it's looked like. You can show up. That's basically just fresh ground cumin. Tastes the same, if not slightly stronger than like regular powdered cumin. Garlic powder again. So I have regular garlic and garlic powder. That's important. Salt, pepper. I'm doing red pepper flakes because I have terrible jalapenos. And then I also use, now technically this is white vinegar, but it's white vinegar with Tabasco peppers in it. This one specifically Trapeze hot peppers. But you can also sub it for Tabasco sauce and white vinegar to help with the flavors in here. And then, of course, Worcestershire sauce. So, whenever I get it actually ready to broth stage, so like I have the peas put in and everything's cooked up, I will also add 2 cubes of cumin, or I think we have better than bullion. I add some form of broth to it, whatever broth you prefer. I tend to use chicken broth, either a bouillon cube or the better than bouillon stuff. So, now here's what it looks like just kind of cooking in there. Again, my goal with this is not to like cook everything through. It's more to kind of get stuff started so that whenever it's boiling later, it has less work to do to kind of get the flavors out. This is going to be sitting on simmer for like 4 hours before we actually eat it. So, now for peas. This is just a 1 pound bag of dried peas. My family sends them to me from Texas because it's really hard to find the dried ones up here. A lot of the times you can only find them canned, and I prefer to cook mine from scratch. So, that worked out to be about, it says 16 cups of water. I can't remember what that works out to quart-wise. I filled it up most of the way. Because there's already water in a lot of my ingredients, I try to leave a bigger gap in the top instead of filling it up all the way with water, because the peas are going to release water and the ingredients are going to release water. And sometimes you end up with a pot of soup where it's like getting ready to spill over the edge if you fill it up with too much. I can always add more water later, so I recommend if you do this, leave yourself more space than you think. Make sure everything's covered, but don't add more water than that. And now we wait. Like I said, I usually cook these at least 4 to 5 hours, and it is definitely one of those dishes that tastes better on the second day, in my opinion, because everything's had time to kind of gel together. So I'm just bringing up the soup to basically boiling, and then I want to bring it down to a low simmer, and then I just let it sit. You know, you stir every hour or so, and you only really do the final seasoning maybe like 10-20 minutes before you want to cook. However, I always, with the first batch of it, I put a little bit of everything in, partially because the red pepper flakes really do taste better if they've been in there for a while, and also to make sure that at least some of like the chili flavor gets into the peas themselves. But like I said, black eyed peas are pretty simple. They're very easy to make, and it's one of the foods I always eat every New Year. So I'll send a picture probably of the actual finished thing later. Happy New Year and happy 2026.